All right. Welcome, everybody, to the first edition of the Technical Tuesday segment of the Brett Martineau video blog extravaganza experience. I just made all that up. So those of you that know me know that I'm a tech guy. I'm into technology. That's my career. That's what I do for work. It's also my hobby. And I'm a nut job for all things tech. I'm the guy that bought a first generation iPod Touch, back before that had speakers and before it could really do anything. I bought a first generation Surface tablet, not even the Pro, just the Surface RT, which got a lot of bad reviews. But anyway, I don't want to actually do like a tech review kind of thing because that's been done and I don't have stuff to review. And so, actually that's not true. I do have some stuff to review, but I didn't really want to do that because I feel like it's been done. Rather, I wanted to talk about just tech mindset stuff, because there are people out there, you are probably one of these people, that doesn't really consider themselves to be a super technical person. You're not really into gadgets, into all the new web apps and all the new different types of things, and you're not really necessarily even an early adopter of technology, but you like to just ride the curve of the whatever they call them, the big curve of people what are they called? Just the mass, the people, the peoples, the peoples. Anyway, and so a lot of times technology can seem, even if you are young, even if you do understand how to use technology, some of it can sometimes seem a little bit intimidating. And a lot of times it can be frustrating because there are tools out there that don't seem to do exactly what you want them to do, and you wish they could do the right thing. And so sometimes you hop from tool to tool and you realize that all tools, this is actually a part of the thought that I had for today, is that any tool that you're going to use for a particular purpose is going to be at best 90% of what you want, and more likely between 60 and 75% of what you want. And then, but the thing is that 25 to 40% that it's not what you want, you may look at some other tool and you may say, oh, that tool's got that 40%. I totally want that stuff. And you come back and realize that that tool only has 60% of what you want, just like the first one did. Because we're in an age now where tools are not made, they're not really tailor-made. And I mean that in the sense that they're not tailor-made individually for you, not custom-made, right? These tools, you don't buy a tool and then the guy builds it for you. You buy a tool and it's cheaper for you because it's made for 100,000 people. And what you might want out of this tool isn't the same as what the next guy might want out of this tool. And so they have to figure out, what can we sell that's going to please more people? And some businesses have done a better job, and some companies and technologies have done a better job of getting very specific. And so if you happen to meet that specificity, you're their target customer, then you're happy. That is where you get into like the 90% happiness, the 95% happiness. But most of the time, what's going to happen is the tools that you use in your life, in your business, anything that you're using, those tools are going to not do everything that you want them to do. And in some instances, you're going to have to change kind of the way that you think, or just disregard certain things that you thought you wanted. Because the technology just does not do what you want it to do. I remember I have used every single project management software that there is. I've used Basecamp, I've used Evernote, I've used OneNote, I've used, what are the other ones? Just any of those free Gantt charts that are online. I've used Teamwork Project Management, that's the one that I'm using right now. I've used, now I can't even think of all the names. Trello I've used. Anyway, all those different tools. If you can think of the tool, I've used it for project management, for task management, for all those different types of things. Even to the point of just using the native Apple tasks, or like, when I had an Android phone, same thing, just Google Tasks or whatever, calendar. And in every instance, what I found was, this tool gets me about 80% of where I want to go, and then the last 20% I have to figure something else out, right? And that's the case with every single technology I've ever used. That's how it was. I've used all the different types of phones. I've used BlackBerry, I've used iPhone, I've used Android, I've used Windows Phone, and I loved all of them. There are pieces of every single one of those phones that I absolutely love. But there's also huge pieces of each of those phones that I do not love, right? I hate the non-customizability of the iPhone. But I love the user interface, and I love that it always works, and I love the mass applicability. I loved Windows Phone because the interface is awesome, and the customizability, and the interface with Cortana with the Windows Phone version of Siri is just hands down, it's better than what Siri does. And just it works the way a phone should work, but it doesn't have the mass market applicability. And that just became annoying at certain points. Android is great, except it's too much. It's like Evernote, which I love also, by the way, but it's like, here's every possible thing you could think of doing. And no direction, I have to like prop my phone up and hold it and make sure that all the things are doing what it's supposed to do. And because it's the particular type of phone, it may not regulate itself, and so it may actually hurt the phone. The stuff that I'm trying to do with it may actually hurt the phone because I can do anything that I want. So anyway, I think a lot of that, the lesson there that I would take from that is, with your technology, you have to get very specific when it comes to what you want your technology to do for you, okay? Because more and more the technology is going to become segregated into little buckets. And you're going to have this tool for this and this tool for this, because people want to make tools that are specific, that deal with one thing and they do it awesome. Because tools that like do everything don't do anything well, right? So people want to have like an Evernote for this. They want to have Microsoft Word for word processing. They want to have whatever that new PowerPoint tool is, which I haven't really taken a look at. I forget what it's called. I get emails for it, but I don't remember what it's called. And as you start to piece all these things together, you're going to start to realize that you can get, there's going to be pieces that are going to overlap really well, and there's going to be other pieces that don't overlap really well. So the better you understand what you want your technology to do for you, both in your personal life and in your business, the better you're going to be able to create a system of all the technologies that you use that's going to get you what you want. Because again, until you know what you want your technology to do, there is no way you're going to get that. Right? It's like saying, it's like the Alice in Wonderland thing, right? The Cheshire Cat, and she walks to the road, and there's a fork in the road, and looks both ways, and looks up at the cat, and she says, "Well, which way should I go?" And the cat said, "I'm brutalizing this, by the way," but the cat basically says, "Well, where do you want to go?" And she says, "Well, I don't know." And then he says, "Well, it doesn't matter which way you go then," because you don't even know where you want to end up. So the big advice is, know what you want your technology to do. Decide what you want your technology to do. What do you want from a phone? Do you want a phone that just works and then you just send text messages and you make calls and you want to have an internet browser and you want to be able to check Facebook? Get an iPhone, because it's always going to work for that. Do you want a phone that's always going to be able to work with NFC and it's going to work with all these different apps and have this customizability in terms of the hardware and the software? Then you get an Android phone. Do you want a phone that's got an awesome interface that works? Are you a Windows type person and you want to have something that's going to integrate when Windows 10 rolls out? Has it already rolled out? It's funny that I'm calling this a tech segment and I don't even know if Windows 10 has rolled out yet. Anyways, it's been a while. So that's kind of the idea, like with your phone, maybe with the tablet. What do you want your tablet to do? Do you want your tablet to replace your laptop? Do you want a tablet that's going to give you access to particular programs? Do you want to have a nice camera? Like, what do you want your technology to do for you, really? And once you know that, it becomes very easy. It's not just, is this phone better than that phone? It's, here's what I want from a phone, and this is the phone that gives me that, right? As opposed to, A phone versus B phone. I can't tell you how many times I've looked up on CNET. Best budget smartphone, right? Or best tablet or laptop replacing tablets or whatever. Just trying to get someone else to tell me what I should buy. When if I just sat down and told myself what I actually want and really written it down and been like, this is what I want out of a tablet. Not what I need, but what I want. This is what I want from a tablet. It makes the choice, you already know what you want, right? And so once you put that on paper, it just becomes easy, because then you just go buy the thing that does that. Because there is something that does what you want. That you can be pretty sure of that. So today's Technical Tuesday Tidbit, that's what we'll call it, Technical Tuesday Tidbits. I don't know why alliteration is so important, but it is. Today's Technical Tuesday Tidbit is determine and get down on paper what you want your technology to do for you. What do you need from your technology? And then go get what you need. because you don't need more than you need, or what you want. You don't need more than what you want. All you need is, again, this sounds so redundant, but all you need is what you want. All you want is what you want. So if you know what that is, then you just go get that. Cool? Cool? Okay. So I'm going to sign off. Hope you have a happy Tuesday. It's funny because I'm actually recording this on Monday night, but it's for Tuesday. I found if I record the night before, that the upload is easier and it comes out on time. And anyway, so take a look at your tech. Make sure you know why you want it to do what you want it to do, and really just what you want it to do, and then rock it out. Peace.